All right, the Eli Manning Report is brought to you by Toyota. Kick off the season with great deals from Toyota, the official vehicle of the New York Giants. By Town Fair Tire, nobody beats Town Fair Tire, nobody. By Wendy's, the official hamburger restaurant of the Giants. By Agera Energy, the Tri-State's premier electricity and natural gas supplier. Visit agerafan.com for a hassle-free quote. And by the First National Bank of Long Island, the bank where everyone knows your name, member FDIC. The Giant quarterback is Eli Manning. Eli, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing good, Mike. How are you?
All right, Eli. I know you've never been through some things you went through yesterday. You've never been there for a 50-point, someone hanging a 50 on you, because that goes back long before you. And you've never been 1-7, so this is kind of uncharted waters.
Yeah. Obviously, yesterday was a tough one. And, played a team that's playing great football. And we didn't play our best, and had some turnovers, and they took advantage of it, and they played very well, and we didn't play very good, and that's what happens in the NFL if you don't play well. So obviously you gotta we'll go watch it, learn from it, and just understand that hey, that can happen, and we gotta prevent it from happening again.
What'd you take from your own performance yesterday, Eli? What'd you think about your game?
I thought we did some good things in the first half, and had some nice drives and converted on some third downs and hit some big plays, but obviously missed a few deep shots that we got to hit. Where when you get opportunities to hit, hit a post or hit some plays down the field, you got to make them.
Eli, you've been through just about everything you can go through here. So, I mean, we know that. So, and this is obviously a tough time under a coach and a regime that's now 2 years old as far as the leadership of it goes. There's a lot of speculation about everything. First of all, the thing is, you got 8 games left to play. You've only played half a season. So how does that, from your standpoint, play into this? That you don't have 1 or 2 games left. You got 8 games left.
Yeah, we got a lot of football left, and we got to remember that. And so, I think, I know this team, things haven't gone our way, but we do have, we got guys who are going to fight and compete. And I thought yesterday, as bad as things seemed and went at times, guys competed to the very end, and they were out there, and so we guys are preparing. They know we're not making mistakes in assignments and those type of things. Guys know who they're doing. We're well prepared. We go through checks. We have a good game plan, and we just got to execute better. And that's something you do every week. You always nothing's going to be perfect. You're going to make some bad mistakes. You're going to miss some plays. You go back and you learn from it. You hope that you'll have an opportunity to make up for it later in the game. Yesterday we didn't. So, this is we got a lot of football left, and you got to believe that, yesterday, as bad as it seemed, I thought from an offensive standpoint there were some improvements. Getting Sterling Shepard back was helpful. He made some plays. I thought DeVaris King made some nice plays for us. So, Evans continuing to do good things. So, I saw some progress and some things offensively. We ran the ball well. We just obviously had the 3 first half turnovers that were very costly. But we got to protect the ball and can't make it more difficult on us than this game already is at times.
It was talking about Eli Manning. Eli, I don't have anything to go on from the coach today because he's just addressing the media right now for the first time today as we speak. But yesterday after the game, he talked about the future and said that, we got to take a look at kids and look at different people, see if there's anybody that we can give reps to give them a chance to be part of our future. He was asked, does that include the quarterback? He said that includes everybody. That obviously is going to be a story because of who you are and what you've meant to this franchise. How do you feel when you hear that? Have you clarified anything with the coach about whether he is thinking about anything with you?
No, I mean, I haven't talked to Coach McAdoo, so hey, it's my job to prepare for the upcoming game, and so that's what my mindset is. That I'm hey, I'm going to prepare and go out there and compete and be the quarterback. And so until if I'm told differently, then I'll handle that if something ever happens. But until that, I'm gonna I expect to be out there and want to be out there with my teammates and want to be out there for this organization and go get a win.
How much does, because someone asked me today and I said I would ask you, how much does this streak, which is historic now, how much does that mean to you?
I want to be out there for my teammates, and there's part of that is to be there each and every week for your team, and to fight through little injuries and banged up, and to show that you're ready to go. Obviously, if the organization ever wants to go a different route and play someone else, and then that's different. I'm not it's not about a one person's starting streak continuing. If you got to do what's best for the team and best for the organization, and so hopefully they think I'm the best for the team that give us the best chance to win, and if they don't believe that, then you got to do what you got to do.
Yesterday, and I didn't think this from the offense, and I'm not asking you to get on any of your teammates, but clearly when you give up 50 points and there's some wild plays and there's some things that we can question, that ex-players questioned about effort and everything. When you see a team fall apart like yesterday, what does that tell you as someone who's been here this long and gone through just about everything? What does that tell you? Were you upset with what you saw from your teammates yesterday and from your team yesterday in terms of the effort in the game?
No, I wasn't upset with the effort, and I think sometimes unfortunately, you play this game, you can take a beating and you can give up points, and we didn't help them out. The defense, turning the ball over, giving short fields, not having the ball long enough, and they're an explosive offense. I think they're the top teams and scoring offense and scoring a lot of points. They're explosive. They got good running back. The quarterback's playing well. They got lots of receivers. They do lots of motions and receiver handoffs and different things. And so things weren't going well. We had some guys out. We had I thought there was effort. Hey, we didn't play well, and they hit some were able to hit some big plays and do some good things. So I think it was unfortunate, but I know this team will keep fighting. We're going to keep we're going to keep doing everything we can to try to get a win, to get better. We owe that to the fans. We owe it to ourselves, to our coaches, our organization. This is it's hard on everyone when you're going through a streak where you're not playing well. You've lost players. You're trying to figure out a way to get a win. It's difficult for everyone. You feel. I feel bad for the fans. I feel bad for the coaches. You want to go out there and get a win. You want to play well. You want to do everything right. And we are trying, and we just got to understand and figure out how to play better and to get a win for this team.
It's a fine line here, Eli, between the team looking at maybe youngsters thinking about that's the way to, salvage something out of this season, but also at the same time trying to win. I mean, I still think 8 games left. You play your best players and you leave it at that. I mean, but there does come a point where you do question whether there comes a point where you want to look at teams want to look at people. That's kind of a hard thing for any organization to come to grips with. It's veteran players on one hand and looking at the kids on the other hand.
I've never really been a part of that scenario, and so my mindset is to get ready to play the game. Was in the facilities today, watching film, getting ready for San Francisco. Getting my mindset on how to handle their defenses and what plays we're running and what looks good. So, that's always my mindset, to get ready to play each game, and nothing's going to change that.
Do you worry about just the idea of a collective group, whether it has anything left to give? I mean, yesterday it didn't look like this team had much left to give anybody.
No, I'm not worried. I think this group is tight and we'll stick together. And hey, I've been a part of great teams and teams that have won 12 games before, and in the course of that season have gone and got beat badly. I remember the year we went 12-4 in 08, we went into Cleveland and they blew us out on a Monday Night Football game. That's just sometimes in football that can happen. Teams they run the right plays at the right time and get a bunch of shots. You hit a couple screens that score touchdowns on 3rd and 30, just one of those days where everything's going right for one team and going wrong for the other. And yesterday was one of those, and we got to, you can go in the next week. That's the great thing about football. You got the next week. It's a whole new game. It's a new ball game, and you got a chance to make plays and to change it. Whatever happened the week before doesn't have to repeat itself. And so we're going to go and have a great week of preparation. Like I said, I saw some progress and some things on the offensive standpoint, and some guys playing well and getting some guys back. And so, we got to build on that and find a way to keep making, make some more plays. We
see these suspensions and stuff and think something's got to be very wrong with this team where that stuff happens. Is it fair to think that over the weeks to come that this is fixable in some way? Or, because you look at it, the coach came on with me this week and said, I think we're practicing great. I think everything looks great. And then to go out and have that kind of game and you got to suspend a guy. You suspend the guy the next day after he was on. So the last couple of weeks, you've had suspensions. You've had some, controversy inside the team. And then the team goes out and plays like that. So, everyone starts to get a feeling like this team's not going anywhere except spinning its wheels.
Well, I would say I don't see any more suspensions happening. Those are unfortunate, and you don't want to have it. Obviously, we'll get Jackrabbit back this week and gladly embrace him back, and everything's kind of water under the bridge, and so he's we go from here. So that's obviously coach. We have rules, and you got to follow the rules, and so. We had to deal with it, but I think I think we have a lot of guys that this is important to them. Football is important to them, and everybody. Like you said, you work hard during the week. I thought our preparation is good. Our practices are fast and efficient, and guys are moving around and making plays and competing in practice. And so when you do those things, it gives yourself a chance to be successful on Sundays. And obviously, we got to take it to the game field and play better. But I think when you're proud of the effort that you're putting in, and you're proud of the work that you do during the week, you can be patient and the outcome. And we're not getting the outcome we want, but we're going to keep doing the right things. We're going to keep working hard. Knowing that those wins will come.
Is there something in your career here, we're talking about Eli Manning, that you can relate this to, or is this uncharted waters where you are now with this team right now? Have you been is there a year that you felt something like this before, or is this something you haven't felt before?
No, we've had seasons when we've had good teams, and you've gone on losing streaks, and you've played had weeks where you played bad football, and you feel like it's never going to get fixed, and you feel you don't know what to do, and so you just got to keep working. You got to work through it. You got to ask questions, make sure you're on the same page with the reads, and but have it's trust. You got to trust the guys around you. I got trust the offensive linemen, trust my receivers that are coming out of breaks, trust those guys, but also don't force things. If they're not open, you don't force things and blame it on trust. You gotta have good reads, play smart, and give yourself a chance to be successful.
Are you down? I mean, it would be human nature to be down right now.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel? I mean, how do you feel about this right now yourself?
No, it's tough. It's as I said, of course you're going to be down. You're going to be disappointed, and getting beat and getting beat badly. It's always tough. You want to be natural. If it didn't hurt, if it didn't, you want to fix it, but. That pain will go away. You start, obviously you start preparing for the next game. Tomorrow we get together as a team. It's you kind of get beat up a little bit tomorrow, watch the film again, go through corrections, go through your mistakes, see the mistakes, see the good things, from the game. But then you start up on, hey, here's San Francisco, here are our plays, here's how we're going to, move the ball on them. And so all of a sudden your mind, goes to seeing how you can be successful and what plays, how we're going to score touchdowns, and how we're going to get first downs. And so you kind of pop back out of it and get excited about the new opportunity to go and perform on the field and be excited about what we're doing.
Other than those first couple of games of your rookie year when Kurt was the quarterback, and that lasted, I guess, maybe 9 games, 8 games, whatever it was, you probably haven't had a team that you ever were on, probably going back to Pee Wee, where you weren't the quarterback, right?
No, yeah. I mean, I've been the quarterback, I guess. Had a
your whole life.
College, you red shirt and you sit a little bit,
right.
But kind of once you became the starter, you're the starter. So,
I mean, you even started as a freshman at Ole Miss, didn't you?
No, I red shirted.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And then sat a year and then became the starter my sophomore year.
Okay. So, I mean, I know that's my point is it's got to be pretty inconceivable to even think about that, right?
That's not, not in my thought process right now. I think about how, hey, getting ready to go play this game. And that's the only thing I'm thinking about until I'm told differently.
Thanks, Eli. I know it's a tough day to come on. I appreciate it very much.
Sure. Thanks
right.
a lot. Appreciate it, Mike.
Thank you. Eli Manning, on what is just a brutal day to come on and talk about. Here's a guy who's had a great career, and he's going to sit here and talk about maybe not being the quarterback, which is hard. Now, the coach today, we haven't heard from him today. Eli hadn't talked to the coach yet. The statements that were made, and I don't think they're ready to make any change. What he was asked was, he said, you can't look from my chair too far ahead, but you also have to look at getting some players some reps in the game, some young kids. You look and see if there's any players that can give you reps that have a chance to be part of your overall future. He was asked, does that include the quarterback? He said that includes everybody. Then he went on to talk about whether he would dress 3 quarterbacks, and the idea would be to play Webb, who the Giants are reportedly high on. Again, that's a report from people that they've never told me they were high on him, but some people are reporting that they're high on him. I haven't seen a whole lot of them. Now, Eli, this is his job. It's been his job forever. Okay? Good and bad and different, it's been his job. He's got I think the 3rd longest streak in the history of the league for consecutive starts. He started like 200 games in a row, so it's been a very long time. Something that's inconceivable for a guy who you just said, 1 year at Ole Miss was the only year that he missed in his life that he was eligible, was when he was a redshirt freshman. He sat, then the sophomore year he started. And McAdoo was quoted today as saying, Eli is our quarterback. So that has gone by the board. So Eli doesn't have to worry about that with 8 games to play. Nor did I think he would, but it was broached yesterday, so I had to ask Eli about it. It's the last thing Eli wants to talk about, I'm sure, but I had to ask him about it today. So, and you could tell he wasn't thrilled talking about it, which I wouldn't be either if I was Eli. But, so McAdoo today had an ongoing conference call while we were talking to Eli, and said, from my guys, that he said, Eli is our quarterback. Now, will I change in a couple of weeks? Who knows? Does Eli have a future here? Right now, no one knows whose future is here. To me, the best chance they have to win right now is to figure out a way to block for Eli Manning. That's their best chance to win. That gives them the best chance to win games. And with 8 games left, that's all they should be thinking about is winning games. They have 8 games left to play. That is a very, very long time. They don't have 2 games left to play. They have 8. They're 1-7. Now, no Giant team has been 1-7 since 1980. That is a long time. but this one is, and it has gotten ugly, as you just heard from Eli. Now, the Eli Report brought to you by